Today is another late night thoughts, and the topic for the day is what you see on the table, which is audio recording equipments, audio recording in general. Uh, if you don't know what the late night thoughts is, it is a series for me to just share my opinions on things I recently do, or recently hear, or recently I've been exploring. And if you have seen my channel, you definitely will know that I've been exploring audio equipment for the last few weeks or months. Now, don't worry, I'm not giving up on my photography stuff. That's because Canon and Fuji GFX series is relatively quiet since the 80mm release, so I'm just waiting for them to launch new lenses for me to test. And in July, I'll probably get a Sony system too to test out Sony cameras. By the way, most of my reviews I pay for the equipment. If not, they are on loan. So pretty much I can only go as fast as I can. But today we'll talk about audio equipment, and that's because it's something of a very personal interest and also a channel improvement process. Now, if you have followed my channel, I've been changing a lot of microphones along the way. Anywhere from large diaphragms to dynamic microphones to supercardioids to shotgun mics to indoor dialogues. I tried quite a big range of microphones. And why did I recently started trying out all these microphones is because it got me interested in changing the way I record my audio. Is there a way that I can record good audio for my YouTube without having a mic next to my mouth? So long ago I bought an NTG4 Plus, but to me then this mic sounds really bad. It was to me very brittle sounding. It made my voice sound very metallic. I didn't like it. And it gave me a very bad impression for microphones of this class. And that's the reason why I went to large diaphragm. I bought pop filters. I bought SM7B pod mics, all sort of microphones for close-up miking. But over time, I find that cannot be correct because in filmmaking, nobody has SM7B next to their mouth. Yet they sound really clear and nice. I don't believe they post-record their audio in some sort of studio all the time. So it got me to explore shotgun microphones like this. This is a DPA 4017B, or indoor dialogue microphones such as this. This is the AT4053, or even better, something even more affordable. This is the video micro mic that is put on top of cameras meant for vlogging. But these mics are placed outdoor near your mouth and you vlog like that. So it has to sound good in the close range. So it started me on this exploration journey on improving my audio, and in the process got me interested in trying out all the microphones from the cheapest, such as a $60 one, to really expensive, such as 2.3K USD or 3,200 or 3,400 Sing dollars. It got me really exploring into audio mics, and now I think it's a good time to share my opinions on recording audio for things like YouTube, or maybe for effects, or generally recording audio in general. Firstly, for microphones wise, in terms of budgeting for audio for your channel, I always think that audio is something that it has to sound good enough, because if it sounds bad, people get turned off. The question is, what is good enough, right? So now, in terms of budget to put aside, any budget for audio is a good budget. Definitely better than no budget. And if you ask me, for audio, you should actually spend almost as much as your video at the start, because that is a very sound investment. Why do I say that? Most audio equipments are very durable. They last a long time. And for example, this is the MKH416. This mic has been designed 40 years ago. Today it's still one of the industry standard mics. It's very durable. You can hit people with it and still survive and use it for a recording thereafter. So microphones are very durable products. They are designed to last, and as such, getting a very good mic at the start of whatever audio recording journey you're doing is a good way, and I'll say a good investment, because most likely it will be your first good mic, and it's also probably your last mic you ever buy. So spending good amount of budget on audio at the start is a great investment, because you do not need to think of upgrading in the later part of your YouTube or recording journey. And not only that, microphones actually increase price over time. Why do I say that? Now, this is the CN-E, as I said, 2.3K. 10 years ago, if you purchase this mic, it's 1.8K. So this mic has actually risen quite significantly. This Audio-Technica BP4025, if I'm not wrong, it was launched 10 years ago. 10 years ago, this mic was, I think, 400 plus USD. Today, it is nearly, I think, 700 USD, 600, I think 650 USD. Quite expensive. So audio equipment do become more expensive over time. So if you invest it now, you don't need to worry about it later, and probably they'll outlast your entire video, audio, whatever recording journey you're doing. So for audio equipment, budget, definitely budget good enough, but get as good as you can afford, and that's pretty much it. You don't really need to go and spend the extra arm and leg to buy something like the CN-E, as I said, this, or maybe the DPA4017B. You don't need to do that, because these are professional microphones. They sound great, but do you need them? Probably not. If you can afford them, of course, buy it, because they'll probably be your first and last mic. But if not, you don't really need them. And anything like MKH16, which is 999, or maybe the AT4053B, which is 700, or even this lowly video micro, if you're really on the shoestring budget, this guy will sound good. And if not, just look at this video I put on top. I think the video is here. Take a listen to this mic compared to a $700, $600 mic and a $1,600 mic, and yes, you will agree with me, that mic is decent sounding. Now, that is really when you want to say, if you are going to buy a mic today, buy as much as your budget allows, and try to put a good amount of your budget onto audio compared to your video stuff, because audio will last you a longer time, and they are really important. It's a one-off investment, if you ask me. And the next thing after purchasing a microphone, if you ask me, are the accessories. When you purchase a microphone, the recording stuff, you also have to purchase accessories to make the mic sound good. Things like windshield, so that you can use it outdoor, or pop filters if you want to use it for singing, or shock mount if you want to put it on a camera, so that your mics don't have wobbly sound. These are things that you need to purchase, and these are things that you require a certain amount of research to know which will work for your mic and how much you will spend on them. But really, all these can be purchased at also a more affordable price if you are on a tighter budget. But if not, once again, there are things that you probably purchase once and never purchase again, but they are important, because no matter how good of a mic, you definitely need good accessories to protect your mic from the wind or from your own voice popping, stuff like this. And after the accessories, the next thing you probably need to look at is your recorder itself, be it an external recorder, be a USB interface, or maybe even directly to your camera itself. Take a look at your recorder and try to match your microphone to your recorder. So if you have a recorder with a very poor amplifier, try not to get something like the SM7B, because that will sound very hissy and very noisy and turn people off. Get something like this kind of microphones will actually work out a lot better. And in fact, that's the reason why I considered them, because they allow me to do conversation like this without having a mic in the frame. And if you are, of course, buying a good recorders, then you don't have any problem with any of these microphones. For recorder-wise, if you ask me, don't really need to spend too much. If you're getting a USB interface, something like a Scarlett 2i2 or 4i4, I think, it's very good. $400, $500, or maybe something like the Presonus, or maybe something like SSL, I think it's called SSL Logic, or even something like all the recently introduced interfaces are pretty okay. As long as they provide phantom power, any of these mics will work for them. The reason why I don't talk about interface as much is because actually interface, as long as it's decent, $200, $300, $400, will work out easily. And the thing is that the microphone will probably outlast the interface. That's one thing to note. And the microphone ultimately is more important than interface in determining sound quality, because a poor interface with a good mic will sound decent, but a poor mic with any interface, even a $10,000 one, will still sound bad. That's one thing to note. After settling your interface or your recording, is it directly to your camera or some sort of interface, the last thing you need to care about is support. because I found out that the most important thing in a microphone is where you put them. Now, for a SM7B or any of those podcasting microphone, putting next to your face is the only way out. If you have a pop filter, putting it next to your face is also the only way out. But for such microphones where you want to have the clearance in front of you, you want to put it above your head, like now, you need to look at basic support, be it a boom stand, like the one here I have here, or the one here, or maybe something like an arm, which is something I think you can see in the frame, but this is actually a Rode arm here. Investing in a good arm is a definite important thing, and they are not very expensive. $200-300 will get you a very good one, and they will last you a lifetime because they are so mechanical in nature. And that's really about it. Audio recording is something that, as I said, I want to say again, it is that child that is very important, but nobody cares about him. Because as long as he's good enough, it's good enough. Rarely do people say the audio is great, but people do know that the audio sucks. So that's something to note about audio recording itself. As such, really, my audio journey, I think it's just starting again, because I came to find how fun is it to record video with very good audio. So recently I've been playing around with this BP4025. This is a stereo mic. Normally you'll see them in field recorders such as the H1, H2, H8, or maybe something like the Sony D100. But since I have an interface, I have a mic with phantom, I have a camera with phantom power, I decided that buying a stereo mic is probably a better choice for me. It is, as I say again, something that I can reuse with any interface and recorder, and the mic is probably more important. So I purchased this really nice mic, and recently if you hear on my soundscape, I really enjoy doing them because I can relive the scene again and again. I've been doing photography for so many years, but photography has been something that, it's just a snapshot, and thereafter you need to live with your imagination. But doing video, yes, you get the motion image here, but really at a place itself, it's not just about the motion image, it's also about the sound, the experience in the area. So when I was playing the stereo mic, it completed the story for me. The whole experience of being there with the video clip and with the immersive stereo sound really just completes the whole journey for me. Or even a photo with audio is also good enough, because the photo will give me memories on how the place looked like, while the recording of the audio sound will give me the soundscape, how it feels like to be in that location itself. And I really enjoy doing it recently, and I probably look at it as something I will do it many years to come, be it just photo and audio or video and audio itself. And that's about it today. Just want to talk about my audio journey, what I recommend today, and how I see audio equipments on general. Now, once again, I'm not giving up on photography in any way. It's just something I slowed down for a while because I'm mainly a Canon and Fuji user, but Canon and Fuji has not been releasing anything new recently. So, I probably have to wait till the later part of this year where they release new lenses to try out and stuff. And also come June and July, around July I think, I will purchase a Sony camera for the first time. And the reason why is because with a purchase of a Sony camera, I can then review Sony equipment. And most probably I'll be purchasing the A7S III, now the 12 megapixel camera. Yes, I know, 12 megapixel and stuff. But the reason why I'm looking to purchase that, or maybe the FX3, is because I want to record videos more than I want to capture photos, because I got the R5. I don't really need to record, take photos as much. But I need a portable video camera that doesn't overheat. The R5 just overheats too much for me. And I see that the A7S III is a good one because firstly I can utilize it as a video camera. It is a predominantly a video-centric camera. And secondly, I can use it to review at least the lenses in Sony ranges. Yes, 12 megapixel may not be good enough for me to look at resolution, but it's definitely good enough for me to look at general performance and overall sharpness and contrast, which may be good enough for most people. I may instead buy the A7R3 or R4 second-hand versions, or maybe even the A1 if there's a cheap second-hand version in July. I may look at that if there is an opportunity. But pretty much, I will definitely purchase a Sony camera come July so that I can further explore more lenses, and I also can do more videos with them, because Sony cameras, the good thing is they never overheat, at least the newer generation ones. So I pretty much need them for their high speed shooting and stuff. Other than that, I just want to say that for my channel, most of the equipment you see here are either purchased by me, on loan from my retailers, or if not, they are my friends' equipment that I managed to borrow. Rarely do I get sponsorship in any way, and very rarely do I get camera makers contacting me to review their stuff. I mean, the only exception was Laowa recently, and they were kind enough to reach out to me to loan me the lens. But even then, it's just a loan, and I have to return it. In fact, I return it within a month. So this channel actually cost me quite a good sum of money and quite a lot of time to build up, and get the equipment so that I can review you. As such, I'm just going at my leisurely pace now. So now that audio is my interest, I'll probably pursue it for some time. But nevertheless, you will see me back in photography review and equipment review in the upcoming few months, once Canon and Fuji, and maybe when I get my Sony camera, those guys release lenses for it. That's about it for today. I hope you enjoy these short little late night thoughts. And I hope that you learn something, because audio equipment is so important. You just need to know what to buy. Now, if you have any questions regards to audio recording for your YouTube or for your projects, you can actually drop me a message, because if I can't answer it, I have friends who are professional field recordists, and they can probably answer the question itself. Till then, the next time, bye-bye.